What's the most life-changing thing you found out too late? When I was 10, I asked my mom if I'd ever had any other siblings, but she looked me dead in the eye and told me there was a baby once, but we lost her. She said it happened before I was born and it was a miscarriage, but it made her cry just talking about it, so I never asked again. But years later, when I was 16, a new family moved into the house next door, and they had a mom, a dad, and a girl around my age. Her name was Lila. She was quiet, polite, and always helping her parents unload groceries or take out trash, but we didn't talk much at first. Until one afternoon, I was outside cleaning out the garage and she offered to help, and we talked for hours while sorting boxes, and I remember thinking she felt weirdly familiar, not in a deja vu way, but like I knew her. So we started hanging out more after that at school and at home. And my mom even joked that I finally had a study buddy who wouldn't get me in trouble. But whenever she saw Lila, her face would get tight for a second, like she was trying not to look too hard. One night, I couldn't sleep and I was scrolling through old family photos, and I found an odd folder on my mom's computer labeled 1990X baby, and I opened it but froze, because there were photos of a newborn baby girl wrapped in pink with a hospital bracelet and a nurse holding her, and then one photo where my mom was smiling. But the date was 4 months after the miscarriage she told me about, and I thought maybe I misunderstood. So the next day I asked her directly if there was ever a time she gave birth and didn't keep the baby. But she turned away and told me that was a long time ago and I shouldn't look for pain that isn't mine, but that just made it worse. So I went back into her files, but this time I checked the family iPad where she used to log into everything and searched the keywords I remembered from the photo folder, and I found something hidden in her email drafts. It was a PDF attachment, an adoption contract from a private agency out of state with no hospital name, just a maternity care residence. And the baby's name was Lila, but the last name had been changed. I slammed the iPad shut and couldn't breathe because it didn't make sense. Why would they lie? And why would they give her away and then act normal when she moved next door? The more I thought about it, the more it tore me up, so I did something I shouldn't have. I got close to Lila, closer than I meant to, and we started spending almost every day together, walking her dog, studying, sharing music, and laughing at silly jokes, and it felt easy, too easy. I knew what I was doing, but I told myself it was just to confirm the truth. So one afternoon, I took one of her hairs from the back of her and sent it in along with my DNA to a sibling matching service, and they didn't even ask questions. I just paid the fee and waited. 3 weeks later, the results hit my inbox, and it said half match with shared maternal DNA. I sat on the stairs outside my house and stared at the email, while Lila texted me a joke about some dumb teacher, and I couldn't even reply. But the worst part came 2 days later when I told my mom what I'd done, and she sat down slow, like the truth weighed more than her own body. She told me my dad wasn't Lila's father because he was stationed overseas during that time, and she had an affair and got pregnant, and when her family found out, they sent her away to fix the mistake. They made her give the baby up quietly and told her to lie about it forever, and she told me she was young and scared and didn't know how to fight back. And she told me when Lila's family moved in, she recognized her the second she saw her, but didn't say anything because she thought maybe it was fate. And if Lila ever found out, it should come from her real family. The next time I saw Lila, she asked me if everything was okay, but I just told her I was just dealing with some family drama and watched her walk away. But every time I see her now, it feels like I'm holding a match over a line soaked in gasoline, because one word from me and everything burns.